to empower women, and our voice matters.
Bitch.
Welcome to the Mom Bitch Podcast.
This episode of the Mom Bitch Podcast is brought to you by btrnation.com. Hey there, amazing mamas. Are you ready to spice up your snacking routine and add a dash of fun to your day? Get ready to rock your taste buds with BTR Nation. Imagine this. You are juggling a million mom tasks and suddenly hunger strikes. But fear not, because BTR Nation is here to save the day. If you go to btrnation.com right now, you can actually take a snack quiz. It is the coolest way to discover snacks that will make your mama heart sing. Are you fruity, chocolate, nutty, or maybe you're a combination of all of them like me? All you do is answer a few questions and voila, your snack perfection awaits. From protein-packed bars to guilt-free truffle cups and energizing boosting bites, BTR Nation has got everything a mama could dream of. And guess what? BTR Nation snacks are crafted with clean, wholesome ingredients, ensuring you snack like a mom boss and feel fantastic while taking on the world. Plus, did you know BTR Nation recently earned a spot on Forbes' list of 7 food and beverage brands positively impacting our planet and health, with low sugar, low carb, low sodium, high protein, high fiber. So what are you waiting for? Head over to btrnation.com and enjoy, because we get 20% off and free shipping with code MOMBETCH. Michelle, welcome to the Mom Bitch Podcast. I'm really excited you're here. Michelle is the founder of Momentos, which is a recordable ebook and or e-card that you can send to your loved ones. And it's a step further than, like, you know, sometimes when you think of e-cards, I think of like a Starbucks, right? Like, I'm going to send this e-card over to like someone on my team. But no, this is like so much deeper and so much more personable. So I was wondering if you could give us a little explanation of your business, how it started, a little bit about you, and then we can dive into it.
Absolutely. Well, I'm excited that we're doing this. I know we met. My background is I'm a ghostwriter and an editor, and I help people with their manuscripts. So that could be a thought leadership book, but it also could be a memoir or an autobiography. I'm capturing their voice and I'm using these recordings to then generate the book. And at one point, one of my clients, her son was at the interview and asked, you know, is it okay if I do a video recording of this, not of me, but of his mom answering the questions? I said, absolutely. And that just got me thinking, what a special memento that is. Like, to have, of course, she did a book, but then she's also got her, you know, video of her just talking and telling these stories. And so that was the spark for what is now Momentos, which is recordable ebooks and e-cards. They're children's books for kids 10 and under. And so it's another way for someone to leave the legacy of their voice. And it's obviously a children's book is much shorter than, you know, this memoir autobiography. And as I got into it, you know, it works for a couple different, you know, adults can do it, but also moms are loving it, because I talked with one mom recently who's married, 2 kids, a 4-year-old and I think a 2-year-old, and her husband travels a lot. So she's often putting the kids to bed by herself. So she's like, this is amazing because I can record a story for my 4-year-old and he's got this, you know, bedtime book while I'm in the other room. I can be at 2 places at once. So I just love the idea of now, with this recordable ebook, you've got somebody's voice, a grandparent or an aunt, you know, long distance relative, that you can listen to over and over again and again. Or if it's an early reader, you know, if somebody's in 2nd or 3rd grade and they're learning to read, they can narrate a book. So you're capturing, you know, your little one's voice as a young child.
What is the first childhood memory you can think of for yourself? Like, when I was going through the website, it made me think, which we're kind of off topic. I was like, what is like a childhood memory I remember? I remember for me, my grandpa taken me to the grocery store and there used to be Barbie cereal. And he would get me the Barbie cereal. Like, do you remember your like earliest childhood memory?
I can think of one. It's so random and I don't know why this is coming to mind, but I had a Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs sleeping bag that I would unzip, and so it spread out into a big blanket. And for some reason, I would put it on top of me, and then I would call out to my mom, can you see me? Do you know where I am? And she's like, well, yes, of course I can see you. And for whatever reason, I felt like, well, I'm covered by my Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs sleeping bag, so I'm invisible. And I don't know why that came to mind, but I love that you thought that when you went to the website, because that's what like Make Momentos is all about. Like, we have, of course, big moments in our lives there, whether it's holidays or anniversaries or graduations or the birth of a child. But there's also like so much, just something so special about everyday moments. Like you said, with your grandfather and the cereal, it's like, that's what's important is just these everyday moments.
Yeah, no, that's exactly it. Like, I thought about it a lot, as I do for any episode. And I thought about my grandpa and I was like, those are times in your life that you just want to preserve, and you do. And that's why you remember them. And just like you said, like, there's a lot of things that just kind of like come and go in and out of your life, and time goes by so fast that you're like, oh, I have intentions of doing this, or it's a thought I should do this. And I think this is such a beautiful way to preserve such a special moment and the special people in your life, and give the gift of the voice, because, like, we come to this earth and we leave this earth, but like, oh, if I had this as a kid and even as an adult now, to hear my grandpa's voice again, oh my goodness, I would have had him record 20 of them.
Right.
It's just so special. What I find really interesting is how easy the technology is, because I know a lot of people are like, okay, like, recording a book, like, this sounds like very difficult. Like, can you explain how easy the technology is? Because you showed it to me and I was like, wow, this is like so simple.
Yeah. And that was so important, because grandparents are obviously one of our audiences. There's a lot of people out there who, when I was testing it and building it, I had people texting me on the phone, what happens when I click this, or what happens when I do this? And I would say, you cannot break this. Like, you click on anything, like, you won't break it. And so I tried to make it as basic as possible. You basically buy the book, on makemementos.com, and then you will get a link that takes you to your library, where you get to record a 30-second video message, and then you narrate the book. The good news is you get to re-record everything as often as you need to. So you have your 30-second video message. You get to play it back. If you don't like what you said, you can redo it. Everything saves. And then that's it. So you record it, you preview it, and you send it via email. You just fill out the form and put a little message in there. But yeah, it's just, you buy it, you record it, you send it, and
it's there.
Yeah. Yep.
I love too that, like, sometimes, I feel like this is a very thoughtful gift, but this is also a really good gift on the go. Like, this is an amazing opportunity for a baby shower. I go back to my baby shower and I was like, don't bring me a card, bring me a book. I would love to have one of my girlfriends, like, read a book to my baby and, start to have those unique traditions. So I think it's just so cool how you've integrated this technology. And so from a technology perspective, right, it's sent to the person. But can you explain how people intake it and then the different ways that they can read it?
Sure. So once it's sent, the recipient, so for example, if I narrated a book for your child, and you'll get an email that says, your child has received this book, and the email has all the steps. So basically, there's a free e-reader app in the App Store and Google Play that you download to your tablet or your phone. And then you scan the QR code or you enter the digital code on your device and your book downloads automatically. And so it's on your device forever. The child can watch and listen to it over and over as many times as they want, yours to keep. Of course, I also have backups in the cloud. So if you change devices or lose one or whatever, we can always resend that book. But yeah, it's just, and that's another thing is, so I'm a print book person. So this is not meant to replace print books. It's meant to be, helpful for long distance families, or if you're traveling and you don't want to carry a stack of your kids' favorite books, you can have all these, as many books as you want on your tablet or your phone. If your child is having a meltdown in the grocery store, you can grab your phone and, put the personalized book on, and hopefully that will help. But yeah.
I mean, this would even be game changer for a new mom. I think back to, the first year, Lincoln's going to be 2 here in less than a month now, which is insane to me. But it would have been amazing for me to get a little shut eye. I would just constantly sing him to sleep. And, the voice of your mother, is just like a natural instinct to be comfortable as a baby. But it would have been really cool to have something like this because I could just play it and kind of rock them and then kind of like relax myself.
Yes.
So I feel like it's almost like a helper.
Yeah. There's so many studies about the power of a mother's voice. And, obviously even during pregnancy. And so absolutely, it's just this emotional connection. It's very calming. It's very soothing. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Today's episode is brought to you by Make Momentos, the perfect way to keep your loved ones close no matter where life takes you. If you're like me, you are constantly juggling work, school runs, trying to keep up with family across the country, sometimes even miles away. Well, I've got something incredible to share with you today. It's called Make Momentos, and it's about to revolutionize the way you connect with your loved ones. Picture this, grandma, grandpa, they're living their best life in Florida. Wouldn't it be amazing for them to send your little ones something that truly makes them feel close? Make Momentos lets you record personalized ebooks and e-cards using your own voice and send them instantly to anyone, anywhere. And it's not just for grandparents. Whether you're a military parent stationed overseas or just want to share a special moment with your best friend's new baby, or even record your child reading their first book to save that memory forever, Make Momentos is the perfect way to make every occasion memorable. And here is the best part. There's no shipping involved. No complicated video chats to schedule. Just record your message, hit send, and let Make Memento work its magic. And for the entire month of May, Make Momentos has given us 15% off a recordable ebook or e-card with the code MOMLOVE24. That's MOMLOVE24 for 15% off a recordable ebook or e-card, and expires on May 31st at midnight Eastern Standard Time. So what are you waiting for? Head over to MakeMomentos.com today and start spreading love and joy with the power of your voice. Make every moment count with Make Momentos. And mamas, like going back to what Michelle said about capturing your little's voice before they go through the voice changes. Oh my gosh. If I can get Lakin recorded to say Toto, I will just it's just like their voice changes. Like you turn into an adult voice and it happens like that.
Yes.
I can't wait to have a recording of Lakin reading because it's just going to be so special to look back on. And I think one of the most beautiful things about this business, because it's just genuinely beautiful, is it's connecting generations.
Yeah.
There's so many things I feel like, especially with technology, like we've skipped out on generations, like gardening, for example, like millennials, Gen Zs, like I don't think they garden anymore. This is kind of like the same thing. You are now making something easy for an older generation to connect with the younger generation in a way that's normal for them. And it's just really, really, really cool.
Not only if a grandparent does it for a grandchild, it's meeting the child where they are, obviously. but a grandparent can also do it with a grandchild. So you could do a book together, sit down and take turns. Each one does a page. Each one takes a character. There's so many different ways. And a lot of older adults, the feedback I get is the older they get, they start to feel invisible. And this technology is so easy to use that it gives them a way to stay current with technology, and it's comfortable. Or the child can show the grandparent how to use it. It's that easy. I mean, there's such importance to intergenerational connection. And this absolutely is a way for people to maintain those bonds.
Do you have like a special story from like a customer or client that's made a Make Momentos where they've shared like how meaningful it is to their family and the bonds that they've created through the product?
So 2 moms are coming to mind. They're both military spouses. And one, she recorded one for her daughter and emailed me right away. And it was just all caps. She's like, oh my gosh, I could cry. She's like, this is amazing. I'm telling everyone in my family about this. And then the other mom that's coming to mind, she did one for her 2 boys. And it was the coolest thing. She recorded their reaction, which I got to see. So the first part is you get to watch this 30-second video message, and the mom came on the video and their faces just lit up. They were just like, oh, like, this is our mom, and this, like, she's talking to us, and this is just for us. And it was just, I just get goosebumps. And that's usually what the kids, their reaction is just pure excitement. Like, this video is like, they're talking to me. And, so those are the 2, but I hear stories all the time of, long distance grandparents. They really struggle with being separated, and it's just a way for them, to feel included and part of, they don't want to be forgotten. And this is a way for them to be remembered.
So to the point, like you just mentioned, having like military families that have really invested in, finding, special bonds, using this. What are the different type of books we can find on the website? Because I feel like you have something for everyone. So everyone, like, obviously go to makemomentos.com, but can you give us like a little tidbit on the type of content we can see once we're there? Like what type of children's books you have?
Yes. We have books with animals. We have, books for, there's trucks and cranes and dinosaurs, unicorns, we try to cover all the bases of what are kids into, what do kids love. Unicorns is popular. One of my bestsellers lately, which I'm so curious about, is Donuts, The Whole Story, which is a super cute book. So there's adventure. There's books about, there's books for grandparents. There's books for moms, dads. I have 2 military authors. So one is The Peppered Sky and the other is When We Are Apart. And those are both written by military spouses. One also served in the military. They're both moms searching for books that really spoke to their kids. What are their kids going through? And they couldn't find what they were looking for. So they each wrote a book that they're both super cute and selling well as well.
I was on the website earlier. I'm on it right now, but I think a lot of times children want to feel like they're individualized. And so I love what you said about this being specifically for them and the kids feeling that. I mean, you have one book here called Brave by Kathleen Davis. And I just think about like if Lakin, is going to be going up to like a game or, something that might be a little intimidating, like even being able to put on inspirational words coming from your own family, just on the go, whether it's, in a plane or on a car. I just think that there's really a lot of ways that parents can be creative looking through the different type of options. And it's really truly like you have so many different options for a family.
So one of the books, as you were talking, reminded me, one of our newer editions is called The Magic of Words.
Mm-hmm.
And I fell in love with this book because it teaches kids how important our words are.
Yeah.
And it's, what do you think of when you hear this word? What do you think of when you hear this word? And just how powerful our words are. So yeah, there's fun books, but there's also educational. There's some books in there about, going to kindergarten, starting kindergarten, which is a big milestone for kids. Seeing the videos and the images that usually I get them from the moms, or even if they don't send a video, they'll send me an email that will say, my child asked, do I get to keep this? Can I watch this as many times as I want? Can I have another one? Usually that's a common question, is the child is like, well, I need another one. Like, when am I going to get my next one? So that's the best part. I just remember this. So there's a military family that lives in Germany, and the dad was deployed, and he recorded a book and sent it to his 4 kids. And so they're on the couch with their tablet, and the mom, starts the book, and even the littlest one, face lit up, and he says, "Daddy." And I'm like, that is it. Like, that is what I'm going for. Because when dad is deployed and is far away, not there every day, these service members can be gone for months at a time. And there's time zones to navigate, and there's, bedtimes to work around, and all these things. And so what's great about Make Momentos is that you can record this and then they can enjoy it anytime they want. So you don't have to be available at the same time. So to see this young child recognize, that's my dad. Like,
that's the best.
That was just, I kept watching it over and over. I was just like, this is why I do what I do.
Yeah. I mean, you're creating very strong support networks for children, no matter where the geographical distance takes them. Well, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. I don't know what it is about your business. I don't know if you can tell, like, I'm a big fan. I just think it's just so brilliant. You ever have those things where it's like, wow, someone thought of that? Like, oh, I wish I would have thought of that.
Yes.
Like the pool noodle.
Yeah.
Like someone, like, who made that and who's living in a yacht, from the pool noodle. But this one's just so sentimental. Like, I was so close with my grandparents growing up, and I want Lakin to be close with his grandparents. So I just can't wait. I'm going to be like a Make Memento fangirl probably for life.
Good.
So thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Yeah. Everyone go to makemementos.com. Like she said, in the month of May, we have Mom Love 24 for 15% off a recordable ebook or e-card at makemementos.com.
Women need to empower women, and our voice matters.
Bitch.